There ain't a safe place for your eyeballs around this place. Wascoey rabbits. All you can see is beans. But no, this is the rotor, and that is the chaffer. Morning!
Morning!
Oh, this is early. We're here at 8 o'clock. Left here at 10:30 last night.
Too early though.
We're here too early. And Johnny got a wild hair, must not have been able to sleep, came out, fueled us up. So we're ready to go, but the trash and the bean pods are very tough. We finished this field last night. We got 30 acres left to do across the road. Do we take our flags off now before the poles snap? It's supposed to be like 30 to 40 wind gusts today.
I have no way to get up there.
I folded it back and crawled down the unload auger the last time.
I'll make Jordan do it when I have my...
When it's busted off sideways?
Yeah.
I checked my bubble up auger that had this much mud in it.
It's gone.
It's finally cleaned up. The soybeans finally cleaned it up. It only took us, what, 1,000 acres of soybeans to get the mud out of the machines? We'll blame that spill on Jordan.
That's why I don't like doing it.
Dad wants to do some scraping before fertilizer gets going this morning. You okay? Look at him go. Oh, you're not gonna do it for me?
No, I'm too big to get in that tight spot.
Wow. Do you mean the one right on the front of the head? You didn't even break a sickle. Wow.
Yeah.
So the gearing hop has 2 grease zerks here, which take like 4 shots of grease. So that ain't too bad. I don't see any broken sections. She's a little dirty, dusty, mud, it's got a little everything. Wow, look at Johnny, you're lining her up so he just goes from one to the other. Okay, I hit a couple zerks on Brody's. There's a couple 10 hours on each side. That get greased every 25 hours. I greased his reel, greased that Prairie drive shaft so that we don't have that problem again. Finished greasing some points on the back head of this thing. I think we're ready. I just wish the beans were a little bit ready. I figured with this wind overnight it wouldn't get as dewy as it seems like it is. You know, no dust gets in these things until you open the door. Then it just packs in there, falls in there, blows in there. There ain't a safe place for your eyeballs around this place. Yeah, the wind's coming. It's gonna dry up quick once the sun gets up a little more power. Well, we just approached our first challenge of the day, and that would be the field is back there that we were just serviced up in. Got to drive down the road a little bit. Can't get past the sign up there to get in the approach, so we're gonna do some road ditch jumping here. That water is really high, really high. How do you get your 35-foot long combine sideways in a 20-foot road? Don't happen. Here we go. This is how you damage things. Flexing, flexing. We've entered. Ooh, they're rumbly. They are rumbly. So this is where I made the statement about visibility is really nice with this head right here. But when I'm cutting the headland, I follow this row left of this planter. We got the rows spread apart right there just a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. I need to be one row off of that with the dead center of the combine to line up over on the left side of the head. And on the deer head, there's a reel bar right here that you line up there and you go. But this is just kind of eyeballing it, which it ain't too difficult. It's just fine. So we've been doing pretty good on acres per day. I think we have probably 3 days left, this day being one of the 3 of soybeans, and then we will be moving into corn harvest, which I've seen 4 guys now in corn. Black beans I think kind of slowed us down. Granted, we're on these pretty good. I'm surprised. I'm glad that the plants died down pretty good. We're pretty much right on moisture. Towards the end of the day it gets down to the lovely 9% beans, but starting times it's pretty decent. Okay, we need tighter and fast. Got rotor loss. Here's a complaint of mine, John Deere. See this indication? Rotor, feeder house, very, very well drawn out. Totally understand what that is. How about right here, you follow the same idea. That looks like a sieve to me. My opinion, that looks like the chaffer. What is that? But no, this is the rotor, and that is the chaffer. Either way, they look both like sieves to me, so, but I believe the left is the rotor. Here goes Big Sweet. He's waiting to go spread fertilizer on that field once the ditching is done. Try to wait for the ditches or fertilizer, because once he scrapes it, he picks up all the fertilizer and carries it around, so trying to get the ditching done ahead of time. All right, we are to our next field. That was just a 30-acre field. We were done in no time, and nothing happened besides go back and forth. I did jam my sickle once, but that was operator jammed her into crossroads that I know can't do, and I was going too fast, and is what it is. Okay, all systems are a go. Head is on, field selected, auto steer on, head tilted, level, throttle. So this is a beautiful half section. Some severe water issues down on that end that I've heard that the beans are very stunted and green, so that might be a little challenging. But other than that, everything here looks like it's dead ripe and should be some fast, clean cutting, I hope. Because nothing's worse than mile-long rounds at 2.8 miles an hour at 100% engine load. That's to be a long day. But if we got to do it, we will do it. It's interesting watching this head. So when you raise the head, it's in float mode. The wings are, or in flex mode, I should say. And then once it touches the ground, the wheels come down and carry the wings, allowing for its flexibility. But then when you raise it, it frowns, and then the wings, cylinders, put it in the rigid mode and pick it up. So it's kind of funky. Should ask Gearinghoff if there's settings that you can do, but I never have, to have that stiffen up sooner. I'm sure there's a setting for that, because what I've seen is like going around pocket gopher mounts, like you raise the feeder house, and then center raises, but the outside wing doesn't want to raise until you get it up a little ways, and then it raises up. All things learning, but I am getting comfortable with it and enjoying it. We got some severe water hemp issues along the edge. The rabbits, wascoey rabbits, have harvested the crop, so then the water hemp took off. They took like 8 rows. Look at this vast area. That's a lot of work today. That's all you can see is beans. So for those that don't know what a half section is, a section is 640 acres, less road, right-of-ways, less tree groves and stuff like that. But that's what technically the size is. Half of that is 300 acres, 320. Typically always 300 to 310. I think this one's around 306 or something. So half a mile wide, 1 mile long. I get asked that fairly often, actually. That is what we're in today. And it's looking like it's gonna be a good sample and a good cutting day. The wind though, we're gonna have trouble with our tailboards throwing into the beans. I've got her so I can adjust left or right with my straw. It's so dusty I can't see really how I'm throwing it. This side I'll never be able to throw it into the wind enough to get it far that way. But are you following me? How's my tailboard look?
I'm going to take Johnny home, get the semis down here. Rylan is on his way here shortly, so the side-by-side is down here. Yeah, either call him or try and radio him on the tile thing.
10-4.
Well, you got about 4 feet on your right side, and your left side looks pretty good. It's about a foot and a half away.
This field has like 40 some inlets, so we're actually going to have a guy out here in a side-by-side pulling the flags, moving them for us, because the grain cart guy is going to be very busy, and it's just a lot of them. We have done that in the past during corn harvest. Works really good. It's a very boring job for the guy in the side-by-side, but it keeps the expensive equipment moving.
Get any value from the show, all that we ask is you share it out with the people that you know. The more that you guys do that, the more that this show
I'm
can
sharing
grow.
it out.
We found
Sharing it
is the
out.
best way
That's
to grow
Barn
a
Talk.
podcast.
Mom and Dad
Appreciate
were on that podcast here a couple months ago. Really good show. I enjoy it. They got lots of information on it. Maybe not the most kid-friendly. Mom and Dad's was very good and clean. If you want to check it out, Barn Talk podcast. There's a lot of good information on there and good guys. I really like them. This is pretty cool. So we got our 2 combines here. The neighbor to the south has got his combine just pulled in. And then Randy, Millennial Farmer, his good buddy, master pipe layer, and the guys he farms with are right here with his 3 machines giving her. There's gonna be a lot of truck traffic around here today. Remember when I mentioned about the water issue? Yeah. This whole belly was underwater, like 30 acres, multiple times this year. I'm amazed there's a bean here. Resilient little guys. Other cool fact is there's 4 Geringhoffs within a quarter mile here. They run Geringhoff heads on New Holland and 2 deers. So that's kind of cool. Fun fact. Really nice sample. Things are clipping along pretty good. I'm gonna go over to Brody Strip now because we're getting too far apart, and then the grain cart just does a lot of running. It's best just to stay tight when you're on mile-long rounds. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and I'm glad that I'm the guy that gets to cut it, because I want to see this baby flex. So right here, I'm sure the camera, this isn't going to be as impressive for you as it is me. This is a dike. This is a big side hill, goes way down, I bet you 30 feet of elevation from where I am to down there. And to prevent erosion, there's these big berm of dirt here, kind of comes down, and the head, I don't know if you can really tell, but the head is really bowing and flexing. There's the tile inlet right there that we just went over. So I don't know if you can see it pivoting, but basically that lower part is like this. And actually that part is like tilting down. That's pretty sweet. She can really flex. They need a mound like this at a farm show. Well, that was fun. So this is a fun fact. While we're maybe down to 30 acres or so, notice the weed patch here. So it's 120 feet wide. One of those rain events that came through that littered our spray season and cut it up so bad. We were spraying a field, I don't know, 5 miles from here, came up here, bordered this field as one of the popcorn showers started to develop, and it rained the chemistry off of this. So that's what happens when you get rain on spray that hasn't soaked into the plant long enough. Came back a few days later, finished the field, didn't respray the headlands, and this is what you get. Definitely a noticeable thing. I'm glad the whole field wasn't like this, because this is cut 1.5 miles an hour off of the combining because they pull so hard. Well, we're detached, done with the 310, moving to another 260 acre field. We're in the land of the big fields. I like it, and yet I dislike it. I mean, it's awesome for productivity, but it gets kind of boring when all you do is sit here. But it's still a good time. We were doing good until that happened. And the window glare. There's a stuck truck. Then it's the last one. Got loaded off the headland, and apparently the headland there was no problem, but they're typically a little more compacted. So yeah, and here we are on the wettest year in years, and we have nothing with us. No Yankum rope, no nothing. So we got a guy bringing that down. They're gonna hang out for a little bit. Hopefully they'll be here in 10 minutes. It should be an easy pull out, hopefully. Well, I forgot about that. Thought it was 265 acres here, but looks like maybe about 210 with that drowned out. It's vibrating so much. So that is a hamburger that Mom sent out for all of us, so thank you, Mom. Brody gets to start this time. He always says, you get more acres done per day because you always go first. There's a little 5-acre jump on him. I think that's just an excuse, though. Here comes the dust cloud. Well, this is going to be kind of cool. So we typically plant Stein soybeans, and this year, well, we planted mostly Stein, but these are Pioneer. If you didn't see as I drove by there, that is where he ran out, or I don't know what variety that is. Obviously a massively different variety, but anyways, this is going to be some Pioneer 15Z80E. So we'll see what they compare to the 15EE32s of Stein that are out here. So it'll be kind of cool, but it's going to be hard to really get a good sample side by side because of the variability of the drowned outs. We'll see. We'll see what we come up with. So we pattern tiled this last fall, us ourselves. Those are the new lines, and I don't know if you can tell where they're at. All through here, we pattern tiled this whole area, probably about 70 acres or so, and it's substantially better beans. That time of the night again. Here's what it looks like when you don't have pattern tile. Pretty slim pickings. But with the better yielding beans on top of the tile line, we got white mold. So, yeah. But at least there's beans. Hello, Brody. Back and forth, back and forth. So if we get this field down to about 130 acres tonight, we have a high probability of finishing soybeans tomorrow and getting into corn, but we'll see, because that puts tomorrow at around a 350 acre day, and that'll be 3 fields, and they ain't the squarest farms in the world, so it would be a push, but that's kind of what me and Brody's goal is. So it's 8 o'clock now. We got 152 acres left here, so I'm thinking we'll easily get it down to 100 acres, and if that happens, we'll be in good shape. Well, I believe this is the last pass for me for the night. Brody is also planning on being his last pass. So back to the Pioneer beans, both 1.5s. Honestly, I would put them in the exact same yield category, so I don't think Pioneer versus Stein 1.5 bean numbers are any different whatsoever. I would put them at the exact same. They harvest the exact same. They look different. The Pioneer are definitely a darker color. The Stein sample is actually better, less pods in the tank, but other than that, really no difference. So we've done 176 acres here. What is that? Let's add this up. I think we had maybe one of the best days we've ever had harvesting, but it's been big fields, dry conditions, so we've been able to go 5 miles an hour all day to 5.5. So we did 310 plus 175 plus 30, 515. Wow, that's impressive. That is so cool. So black beans, We were struggling to hit like 250 a day just because you got to drive slow and late starts. But this morning we got going at 9 and it is 9:30 now, so 12 and a half hours of actual harvesting, 2 road travels. I'll take it. Now they're talking maybe rain showers tomorrow. We'll see. Hopefully not. I just heard that on the radio, so that kind of put a damper to the evening. But we'll see what tomorrow brings, and if it's decent weather, I think we have a high probability of finishing soybeans and moving into corn. Sweet. Looking forward to it. That's a wrap, boys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Ladies also, please subscribe. Stop back later. See you next time.